welcome to the channel. It's Sunday, it's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and we're up here in the northwest corner of the moat, and I did a story a while back about some graffiti that was put on the wall of one of the temples, and there's been kind of an update on that, and I wanted to kind of tell you about that and also go by and take some pictures of it as well and show it to you. But that, and there's a couple things that happened in Pattaya that I'll tell you about too. But we are out in front of Wat Chiang Mong, and it's one of my favorite temples to walk around, but it's not the one that I'm really talking about. But I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see where we're at. Right here. And I want to thank everybody that came into the channel and left comments, bought super thanks, and watched the video. I really appreciate it. But we are down here. But a while back I did a story about a guy who had sprayed graffiti on one of the temple walls, and they got him on CCTV, but he got away, and it was unclear whether he got out of the country or not. They thought he had, but apparently he hadn't, because he saw his picture plastered all over Facebook and all over the internet, and decided to find himself a lawyer, and he turned himself in, and what he ended up doing was paying a 10,000 baht fee to the temple, and then paying to have the wall repainted. And it's right up here on the left, I believe, is where it was. But he did that, and everybody made amends, and the wall got repainted. The temple got their 10,000 baht, and he went on his merry way and didn't have any problems with the cops. But the ironic thing about it is, and I'm going to show it to you here in just a minute, the wall where he put the graffiti up collapsed last week, right here, and they're having to repair it. And I don't know if we can walk through there or not, but that was where he had painted the graffiti. I guess we might be able to, I don't know. We'll walk up here a little ways anyway. But he had painted the graffiti right here, and I never did figure out where the camera was. But it's someplace around here where they got him on camera. But yeah, the whole wall just came down. And they had some pretty artwork up here too. I don't know how far I can walk. I don't want to walk too far down here. Yeah, see, there's surveying and doing all kinds of stuff down here. But yeah, the whole thing collapsed. Kind of ironic. But anyway, what we'll do is we'll walk out here and go to the right and walk through the temple and go down that way. And I'll tell you a story about two idiots in Pattaya last week. Hello. And things that if you come to Thailand you really don't want to get involved in and you don't want to do. The first one is a British guy, and he's in a bar. I think it was on Soy 6, I can't remember. I'm going to put links into the in the bottom so you can read the actual article, and on this you'll actually see the video of what I'm talking about. But he's in a bar, and I think we'll walk this way and then go to the right. I assume what he does is he buys a lady drink for one of the girls, and she sits down with him for a few minutes. Well, then few minutes later, a couple other guys come in, and she walks, you know, leaves the table and goes to sits with them. And it's a pretty common thing. I mean, you know, these girls are here to make a living, and you know, when that happens, you just kind of roll with it. What? Apparently, he got mad and said something to her, and she got in his face, and then it doesn't look like she touched him, but he hauls off and pushes her, and then she throws a drink at him, and then from there he starts to play Muhammad Ali with her, which is a big mistake. And he threw about 3 or 4 punches at her. I think one of them got her pretty good. Well, sitting behind him is another guy, an American guy, and he sees what's going on, and he pushes him. And he pushes him out into the street, and he falls down and breaks his arm. And they have very good pizza here. If you ever want to have a decent pizza, Dreamer Pizza. Dreamer CNX is what it is on Facebook. We'll go this way and then walk out. But anyway, the cops came and everybody gave a statement, and they took the guy off to the hospital. And according to what I read this morning, the British guy hadn't filed any charges against the American guy that pushed him, and the girl hadn't filed any charges against the British guy. So who knows? Everybody kind of works it out. But that's just something, you know, one thing here in Thailand that you don't do is you don't get physical with anybody. Avoid that with the plague, because it will not work out well. So many times you read about people that, well, I'll give you for instance, just, and Lek told me about this, in, I think it was in Pattaya, a guy had ate some fruit from one of the few fruit vendors, and then got into a disagreement with him about the bill, and he ended up getting stabbed. So, you know, just don't get confrontatious with anyone here. It's just not worth it. That looks nice and cool. I guess we'll walk up to the end here and just kind of see where we end up today. Maybe walking around in a couple of big circles. She's making some tom. And the other story I'm going to tell you about, and this is a common story, but this has got a little bit of a different twist to it. This guy is in Pattaya, and he's probably in his mid-50s and stuff. Doesn't say whether he's a tourist or whether he lives there or whatever. I suspect that he's probably a tourist. But he's on Beach Road about 3 o'clock in the morning. He meets this woman, and now according to the article, she's Lao. And how he knew this, I don't know. I don't know whether she told him or how he could tell, because you really can't. I can't tell the difference between a Thai person and a Lao person. I mean, you just can't by talking to them. But anyway, according to the story, she's Lao, and he made a deal with her to go back to his room. Well, this is where it gets really funny. He says that she tells him that she doesn't want to go back with him without her friend, and her friend happens to be a ladyboy. And why this guy ever agreed to this, I have no earthly idea. But anyway, he agrees to let the ladyboy come back to the room while they do their little thing. And notoriously, they get to the room, and gets settled in, and he goes into the shower to freshen up and take his shower. Now, why these guys do this, I have no idea, but it seems like this is about the second or third one that I've read about that they get in the shower, and when they get out of the shower, they come back out and there's nobody there and their money's gone. Now, why they separate themselves from their money, I have no idea. But anyway, he comes back out, and the room's empty. And he checks his wallet, and he's 7,000 baht lighter. And they basically got all of his money. Now, for me, if that happened to me, I'd be so embarrassed I'd lick my wounds and learn from it and go on. Well, anyway, he goes to the police station and files a report. And I think we'll walk to the right here, and then we'll catch the next right and go down. He goes and files a report, and you know, they look at the CCTV, and eventually they'll catch him. You know, it's just a matter of time. But you know, it's every article that I read, it's like guys get here and they just lose their minds. Just crazy kind of stuff. You know, you have to have a little bit of common sense. Now, we haven't had too many problems up here in Chiang Mai. Everything's been pretty quiet here. And we'll walk up to the market here and then walk down that way. I know I walked this way just not too long ago, but this is one of my favorite walks, and I figured we'd do it again. Beautiful day out today. Again, for those of you who just come into the channel, if you're reading about, you know, the conflict that we're having with Cambodia, it has absolutely no bearing on anything up here in Chiang Mai. If you've got a vacation scheduled, come on, it's ready. It's beautiful up here. Huh. Pretty cool. Get your picture taken. Painted. That's new. I've not seen that here before. Oh. Now I'm hoping I can avoid the rain today, but we'll have to wait and see.
What?
But other than that, like I said, it's been real quiet up here. Trying to think. Most of the bad stuff that's happening is happening down south, not up here in Chiang Mai. And it's not because we have a lack of tourists here. We do have quite a few people here now. Chang shirt. Hello. We've been reading a lot about the Chinese gangs and things that are settling here in Chiang Mai, and over the past couple of weeks they've caught quite a few of them. It makes me kind of wonder, because we had a vacant house across the street from us that a bunch of students rented, and there was probably about 10 or 12 of them. They're really, you know, quiet, they're friendly, and they didn't cause any problems or anything like that. But I just noticed this morning they had backed the big truck in and they were gone. So I don't know what the story was over there, but you know, we didn't see a lot of coming and going or anything like that. And I don't know if they were Chinese. Like I said, they're from Myanmar, but they're really polite. Now I'm kind of wondering what's going to move in there. A little bit scary. Let's see here. We pretty much came from the right, so we'll keep going straight. Good kitchen. You know, when I first moved up here, there was about 6 or 8 of us that were all relatively newcomers, and we'd get together maybe once or twice a month or every 2 months, and I'd be the designated driver, and we'd drive up to Loicro and do the bar stroll, and we never had any problems, and the agreement was that we all came together, we'd all leave together, and I was the only one out of the bunch that didn't drink, so naturally I was the driver. But after a while that gets old, and I think we did that for probably about a year and then kind of stopped. The only issue that I ever had, she's out here all the time. The only issue that I ever had was, and it wasn't an issue, I mean it was just something that happened, and I was sitting there, and I was with another friend of mine. This was a time that only 2 of us actually went, me and another guy, and he had been talking to a girl for a long time, and she came up, sat down with us, and he bought her a beer, and I was, it was just him and I sitting there, well, about enjoying her food. About 3 or 4 minutes later, this girl comes up and sits down next to me, and it smelled like she had taken a bath in perfume. And I'm thinking, now, Lick trusts me, she knows me, but if I go home smelling perfume, I'm going to have all kinds of different questions to answer, and I just don't want to get there. And the girl, she didn't speak in English or anything like that. She was just so the girl that my friend was talking to spoke English, and I just kindly asked her, I said, listen, I said, could you ask her to go sit someplace else, because I said, I don't want to go home smelling like perfume. And she said something to her, and sure enough, she just got up and walked away and went and sat someplace else. But I knew if I went home smelling like perfume, I would have all kinds of questions to answer. Let's see, I think we'll go to the light here, and then we'll go left. So I really don't have a plan of where I was going to walk today. And I'm hoping I don't get caught in the rain. But it is starting to rain right now. A little bit, not bad. Regional Blood Center, Chiang Mai. That's one of the things here that is something that is kind of critical. If you're hurt or something like that, it's kind of hard to match your blood. Like, they can't match mine. They tried and they couldn't do it. There was a guy that lost both of his legs in Bangkok. Yeah, we're gonna have to duck in here in a minute because it's starting to rain a little bit harder. And they were dying for blood for him, trying to get it. And I don't know if they ever did or not, but it's a problem, because there are some of us that have that strange blood type. I think I'm gonna walk this way and try to make my way back. I might get a little bit wet and I might not. Smoky Chiang Mai. If it gets too hard, I'll just shut it off and sit somewhere and have a Coke. Night kitchen. Yep, this is one of the things during rainy season. It happens. You're gonna get wet if you get out and walk around. I don't want to walk that way. Go out this way. Let me wipe this off just in case. I get out here under the canopies and walk to the left. It looks like it's going to pass over. Yeah, the guy that hit the bar girl in Pattaya, that was just plain stupidity. He is lucky that it was another foreigner that intervened. Had that place had 2 or 3 security guards or something that were Thai, he probably would have left with a whole lot more than just a broken arm. Yeah, we're gonna try to duck in here somewhere. Sweeney's Barbershop. Huh. I don't need a haircut. Just got Mexican bistro. Oh, okay. Amigos. Huh. This is different. Spotty cop. Huh, I've not ate here. Let's look at the menu. Looks pretty good. Yeah. Amigos Mexican Bistro. Open daily, 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. Huh, free Wi-Fi. I'll have to try that. I have not tried it. Now, I had thought that Diablos had moved in somewhere around in here. That was the lady across the street that made burritos. Now I think we will make a left here. Great breads here. Good breakfast too. Hello! I've ate breakfast here quite a few times. They get it from over here at the Irish pub, but it's still good. Sage Shujai coffee. I hope my flip-flops aren't making that much of a noise. Food yard, free entry. Huh. Now, I've not been up here at night, so I couldn't really say. Now, over here is Mountain Coffee, and you've seen them on the channel quite a few times. It's closed today. Sunday, they're closed. And it's coffee by Noi. He roasts it himself and sends it all over the world. Really, really good coffee here. And I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure we've got to pay it forward here. It should still be going. But we will continue our walk this way. Yeah, 24 minutes. Not too long. I haven't bored you too bad. Lex says to say hello to everybody. Everybody makes comments and says, say hi to Lex. Well, she says hi back. And she came into my room today while I was looking on things on the internet, and apparently she had just watched the video that I just made. She goes, "You're not going to stop making videos. You know, people enjoy watching your stuff. You need to keep doing it." I said, "No, I'm not going to stop." I said, "We'll just maybe get a little bit lazy, but I'll keep making them." And it's good because it gets me out and gets me moving around, and I get some exercise. Now it sounds like it's raining hard, but I'm not feeling it. But I think I will here in just a few minutes, so I'm going to start looking for a place to duck. Yep. We're going to get in over here by the ATM machine. Whew. I'm going to shut it off until it stops raining. It's safe to go out again. Okay, looks like it's stopped enough we can get out and continue our walk along without getting too wet. Everybody kind of put their stuff in real quick. Usually good for about an hour of rain, and then it usually lets down. Tattoo shop. Now last time I came by, he was sitting outside. I think we will go straight here, because we just went that way. And see where this takes us out. You know, it's hard to compare the number of tourists that we have pre-COVID, because it just doesn't seem like we have that many. How you doing? That we had before then, so you know, it's kind of hard to tell. And I was reading, there were two places. Oh, the umbrella factory out on Boisang has pretty much not recovered from COVID at all, and they just don't have any tourists coming there. And there was one other place, I can't remember where it was. Yeah, we just kind of went around in circles. Can't remember what it was, but there was something else they said that just hadn't recovered, and they don't expect it to. I think this time we'll walk straight through the temple. Or, yeah, there's nothing really down there to walk that way. Yeah, we'll just go this way. You know, it's kind of ironic that the wall that the guy put the graffiti on collapsed. You just that's really weird. Now I've got it closed off. I think you can walk through, but not drive through. Yeah. No cars and no parking. And we are almost back to the car. It's starting to get hot. That's one thing. After it rains like that, the humidity is just unbelievable. I'm dripping right now. Any wheel bike station. Huh. They had those before and they kept finding them pitched in the moat. And they stopped them for quite a while. Hey, kitty. Hey, buddy. There we go. Beautiful. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed this video and this little walk that we had, and you know, a little bit of the information that I shared with y'all. And you know, it seems to me that the people who come to Thailand and have problems are the people that come here and look for it. And that's pretty much the case that these two guys, or three guys, that, you know, they've gotten in a bad way. But anyway, I appreciate you all watching the video, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.